And are they hopeful? And you'll find that the answer is always yes, they are all three. Not perfectly so, certainly, but for the most part. Forgiving, grateful, and hopeful. Then think of the most negative person you know, and of course people aren't negative, but they are going through a negative phase at this time, and ask yourself about that individual. Are they either unforgiving and or ungrateful and or hopeless? And often it's all three, but not always. Sometimes it's just one of the three. I often, when I'm speaking to thousands of folks, will have somebody come up afterwards and say, thank you, I've been told my whole life that I'm the most negative person anyone knows, but no one has ever taught me how to change it until today. So there we go, the positive attitude formula. Again, more on my TED Talk. Just put in TEDx MK Mueller, and it should come. It's called The Most Important Question. And you'll hear more about FGH. So that's the TED Talk story. Thank you, hon.
I love FGH. I actually post 3 gratitudes, all different, and I have done it. My anniversary came up. It told me on Facebook. I've been doing it for over a year.
Oh, wonderful.
And I start, try and do them in the morning. I can't always do them in the morning. I try and do them in the morning. And that sets my day up, whatever happens. I'm in a good place when it starts. You know, sometimes when you get out of bed and you stub your toe, that's just the start of bad things.
Right.
But if you start with gratitude, I mean, you have to have had the forgiveness, obviously, before, but if you have the gratitude for everything, even if it's a blue sky or rain or a pretty flower, it still changes your brain pattern, I think.
Absolutely, Sue. And can we just spend 1 minute on forgiveness? Do we have time?
Yes, we do.
Wonderful, because I find that this is a big one for people because we're never taught it. Some people might have gotten some in Sunday school, but now we're teaching. We're in 400 schools around the country, and so we're actually teaching it in a secular way because we have to forgive. Let's say you're in sports, you have to forgive the missed putt or the missed free throw, right? You have to do forgiveness. If you're successful at all in life, forgiveness has got to be part of it. And Martin Luther King was famous for saying, it is an attitude, not an event. You just get into forgiveness mode. But one of the things we teach in forgiveness is that we were all doing the best we could at the time with the information we had. Mm-hmm. In other words, if you would have known then, when you did it, if you would have known then what you know now, you would have done it differently. So it's not that you were a bad person when you did it, it's that you were a good person, but you needed more information. And so beating yourself up for not having that information, as Maya Angelou said, if I would have known better, I would have done better, right? So we teach a skill in forgiveness called the forgiveness letter, where whether it's forgiving yourself or someone else, it could be living or deceased, or it even could be your higher power. No matter who you need to forgive, first of all, of course, you have to feel the feelings. That's Highway 4. Highway 5 is honestly communicating, and that's not really part of the forgiveness work. We don't communicate with that individual necessarily. This is inner work. So the first step you do is face it, then you feel it, and only then can you forgive it. So after you have gotten your anger out, again, on paper or with a counselor or however, faced your anger and your sadness of the situation, then when you're ready to release, and that's really what forgiveness is, it's simply releasing yourself from the burden of carrying that memory. Because if you'll notice, the person you haven't forgiven yet has moved on with their life. They don't seem to be all that bothered by it. You're the one paying the price, right? So is to write that forgiveness letter and burn it. And I've gotten more thank you letters on that, even than people I've taught the 3 gratitudes, Sue. I mean, I've taught hundreds of thousands of people to start every day with 3 gratitudes, but I get more thank you notes for the forgiveness letters probably because the freedom they feel, the peace they feel, oh my gosh, if somebody would have just told me this years ago, right? I remember one principal who brought me in to teach his faculty, and he was there, of course, the whole day, and at the end of the retreat day, he said, I'm going to take this home and do it with my family tonight. And so sure enough, even his 10, 12, and 13-year-old all wrote letters. He and his wife all wrote letters. They had a forgiveness fire, and he said there were tears and hugs, and he said, our family has been so close ever since we had a forgiveness letter night, and now we've decided to have one a year. where we don't tell anybody what's in the letters. We simply write the letters and put them in there. Gratitude, of course, as you said, can be through email. It can be talking to someone. But one of the things we teach with gratitude is to share it with someone. In other words, have someone you're sharing your gratitudes with, even if they're not sharing theirs back. And then hope is simply when you have a choice, right? Believe that things are going to turn out for the best. It says in my holy book, all things work to good, but you just have to find something to say, I really believe that the earth, the earth is evolving, that things are going to get better no matter how dark it seems right now. There is a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's absolutely fantastic. I mean, the tools that just you've mentioned, which obviously I've learnt about, when you go into depth of doing one of your courses, it just puts everything into order. I had been doing a lot of them, as you know, but I've been doing them piecemeal and like you said, how people were giving you bits of this and bits of that to do. Once everything was put into order, it just made sense.
Yeah. We are one of only 3 processes that I know of in all of the self-help world. Almost all books are do a little of this, do a little of that. But Dave Ramsey has a 7-step process that is step by step, first step, second step, third step, in order, for getting out of credit card debt. Dave Ramsey, he's the greatest. And we have an 8-step process called 8 to Great. And again, the book is called 8 to Great. We have a video course called 8 to Great. We have a certification course called 8 to Great. We have a website, 8togreat.com. So lots of options there. And then the other process, the only other process I know of that you do the first step first, the second step second, third step third, is 12 steps, which I think just celebrated an anniversary, and of course, as we know, has changed millions and millions of lives. So I'm grateful to be among those few process books on the planet.
Absolutely. One of the things that I think is so important in the work that you do is how grateful would I have been to have known these lessons when I was a child? And you do a lot with schools and children. You've got a couple of minutes just to talk very briefly about that, because the world would be a different place if every kid had gone through learning where they are in this world and who they are, what they can be.
Thank you, dear. And yes, we do have students all the time saying this course should be required for graduation, and I just love hearing that. So we have, as I said, we have a website called 8togreat.com that will help you find the video course and the books and all that good stuff. But we also have a website separate from that one called schools.8togreat.com. Now again, 8 is the number, 8, TOGREAT.com. So if you type in schools.8togreat.com, no @ sign at all, just schools.8togreat.com, you'll see some testimonials from the principals, from the administrators, from the counselors, from the students themselves about the impact that the course has had for them. And we can certify teachers in actually just 2 days. So we come in, they have to have read the book or listened to the book on CD, certainly ahead of time, but then we come in for 2 days, and we leave them with such incredible resources. As you know, Sue, we have 60 activities that they can use in the classroom or one-on-one coaching, and so whether you want to be certified to train adults or you want to train students, we do those trainings all over the country. So that's exciting. In fact, we're going to do, we have one coming up here in Florida in October. So I'm thinking it's the 16th and 17th. It's the weekend anyway, but whatever weekend that is, we'll be doing another training. So just get in touch with me at info.8togreat.com. Again, that's INFO, like information, info.8togreat.com for my email. If you want to check with me on Facebook, I'm MK Mueller. That's Mueller. My books are on Amazon. One is under Mary Kay Mueller, because that's how I used to refer to myself, and then I got tired of all the cosmetics jokes. So Taking Care of Me is under Mary Kay Mueller, and 8 to Great is under MK Mueller. But I think they all come up. Yeah, we'd love to help get it into more schools, mostly middle schools and high schools. We don't really have an elementary program at this time because so many kids are truly they're truly in a good place already, but our program does start out at 5th grade.
I think that's fantastic, and I think it should be mandatory at all schools, just because the world would be so much of a different place than the place that it is now, where all we do is blame and complain everybody else.
Well, Sue, you're helping me get the word out, and I'm so grateful to you. You're one of my gratefuls today.
Oh, thank you very, very much. Okay, well, we're almost out of time. I can't thank MK enough for taking part in these 2 shows. I mean, this is a key to a future that is different from a past that you want to move away from. I've attended MK's course. I loved it. We actually did a day in front of invited people, each taking one of the stages of it and presenting it to the audience. And you could see people in the audience just getting it and lighting up. So thanks very, very much, MK, for all the fantastic work that you're doing.
Well, thank you, dear. And the highlights, I don't think I mentioned that yet. If you text 8 to great to oh goodness, what is it now, dear one? Well, I do have a highlights that comes out. It's a little food for thought once a week. And if you email me, I'll send you that. For some reason, I can't remember who you send it to, but we do have a weekly message that we can send out and add to you for free as well. So thank you again, Sue.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate you. If you have any questions or comments or would like to know more about a guest on our show, please contact me at overtheedgesue@gmail.com. That is overtheedgesue with 2 E's in the middle at gmail.com. And what I say to everybody, and this is a very judgmental world we live in, so please do not judge others unless you can walk in their shoes, for you have no idea what has brought them to the place that they are now in. Thank you, MK. It's been a joy.
Same here. Blessings, dear one.
Thank you. Take care.